Welcome back to Satterfield for Game 2 of this doubleheader between the Baldwin City Blues and the Kansas City Monarchs. I'm Joe Compton with Brett Gamber. This is Game 2. The Monarchs won the first game at 6-1 as we are a little later start as this pitch is hit foul, and by the way, that makes the count full. So the first three pitches to Will Dryberg were balls. Next two have been strikes. I'm going to go through the rosters just real quick, starting with the Kansas City Monarchs. So batting first, the center fielder Will Dryberg. Second, the first baseman Gilberto Pena, as the payoff pitch is popped up to Quinn Grobel at first, and he will make the grab. And there is now one away here in the top of the first inning. Continuing on. So shortstop Darryl Graham batting third, so batting fourth, the right fielder Danny Holmes. Fifth, the left fielder Drew Thorson. Sixth, the catcher Charlie Bodowski. Seventh, the second baseman Cam Messerschmidt. Eighth, the third baseman Mac Biggs. And ninth, the designated hitter Casey Kelly. Pitching for, that is Luke Meredith is batting eighth, and Cole Seapack in ninth in those same respective positions, and pitching for the Monarchs is Stephen D'Amico. And we're going to go through the Baldwin City lineup in just a minute as the 2-0 is fouled off for strike one. Count is 2-1. Make that 3-1. That pitch high for ball three, and count once again full as that pitch swung on and missed. And the payoff pitch hit into left field. Brennan Johnson is giving chase, and he will lay out, cannot make the catch. And that will be a one-out single for Gilberto Pena.
Great effort by Johnson over there. He had a really good jump on the ball, and it was roped to left field, so there's obviously no intent on Johnson making the catch. But I will say he did only hold him to a single, which is not quite shocking, but just a great effort by Johnson to get it in real quick and not allow the runner to advance any further.
Yes, as Darryl Graham takes the first pitch in there for called strike one, and we will go through the Baldwin City lineup. Batting first, the shortstop Maverick Rockers. Second, the left fielder Brennan Johnson. Third, the catcher Andrew Brubeck. Batting fourth, the designated hitter Kendall Rivero. As this one is hit foul on the third base side, the count now 0-2. Batting fifth, the third baseman Cade Adams. Sixth, the right fielder Colton Harrington. Seventh, the second baseman Logan Groh. Eighth, the first baseman Quinn Grobel. And batting ninth, the center fielder Jackson Evans. And pitching for Baldwin City is Austin Arocha, whose 0-2 pitch goes low and outside for ball one. Apologize with this being a late start. This is game 2 of a doubleheader. The first game was a non-league game, which saw the Monarchs win 6-1 as Logan Groh, the ball was hit to Logan Groh. He made the throw to second in time. However, there would be no throw to first, so a fielder's choice. Gilberto Pena's out, and Darryl Graham on via that fielder's choice, and in steps Danny Holmes.
One thing I will say about Groh's play at second was he definitely could have made the easy play at first, but getting that lead runner was definitely crucial as they had a little bit of an attempt at turning two, but just as it went to Groh's left towards right field, it was a little hard to get to there quick.
As Danny Holmes ropes the first pitch, foul for strike one. And I also think that Logan Grow just respects Daryl Graham's on-base percentage and wants to.
Does he indeed?
He might. He really might. Danny Holmes.
Can he take one home today?
The power hitter. He did take one Holmes in the last game as he fouls that one off. The count now 0-2. Had a 3-run home run in his first at-bat, which would not prove to be the difference. The score was 6-1, and his runs were 4, 5, and 6. However, he did hit a home run nonetheless, and that counts. The 0-2 is roped past the glove of Quinn Grobel and into right field. Danny Holmes on with a 2-out single. And the Monarchs in with a runner in scoring position with 2 outs. And in steps Drew Thorson.
Go left fielder, number 20, Drew Thorson.
The first pitch Thorson sees is fouled off for strike 1. The 0-1 hit up into the air, and Andrew Brubeck's going to try and give chase, and yes, the ball stays in play, and Brubeck will make the grab in foul territory, so that will do it. Here in the top of the first, no runs off, 2 hits, no errors, 2 left on. We're scoreless after the first half inning, and we will take a break and come back with the bottom of the first. Maverick Rockers leads off the bottom of the first inning for Baldwin City. He sees the first pitch by Steve D'Amico outside at 4-1. Next pitch swung on and missed, so the count moves even at 1-1. One low for ball 2. The count now 2-1. Rockers, a native of Lewisburg, just finished up his JUCO career at Highland Community College. Will be a St. Mary Spire next season. He fouls. Now let's pitch off the count now 2-2. St. Mary located in Leavenworth. 2-2 hit. Hit to Darryl Graham at short. The throw over to first is in time. So one away quickly, and it looked for a second like that ball was going to carry a little further and Graham would have just come in for a line out, and I think he thought that, and then it did bounce, but he wasn't in an area where he couldn't field it cleanly. But he made the throw in time, and there is just one. So there is one out as the first pitch to Brennan Johnson is in there for strike one. The 0-1 to Johnson, who smacks this one foul. And the count is 0-2. Johnson, a native of Topeka, is a Baker Wildcat, so played on this field a decent amount in the spring. The 0-2 is fouled off to the left and ends up hitting the rock wall on Liston Stadium to our left, and the count remains at 0-2. The 0-2 hit up into the air, and it will be out of play. In fact, on top of the roof of this press box. So the count will remain at 0-2. Yes, Liston Stadium is to our left, a historic stadium named after Emil S. Liston, as the 0-2 goes low for ball one. The count now 1-2. The stadium was built by prospective students of Baker University who were offered free tuition in exchange for helping them build the stadium. As this pitch fouled off once again, so the count remains at 1-2.
Right here, we're just getting a glimpse of Johnson's just battle with D'Amico. Obviously, Johnson is known to just battle at the plate, as that's another foul ball. But, yeah, Johnson's one of those guys that will definitely keep battling with two strikes until he gets a pitch that he wants and can drive through the field.
Yep. And Emil S. Liston, the founder of the NAI. So the NAI, now located in Kansas City, has always had its roots in the Midwest. It's count 1-2, low and in. Count now at 2-2. Liston was also a basketball, baseball, and football coach. Is that pitch a ball? So the count now full. But he coached basketball, baseball, and football at Baker. He also did it at Wesleyan University in Connecticut, as the payoff pitch is outside for ball four, and Brennan Johnson works a long and well worth it
The catcher, number 19, Andrew Brubeck.
one out walk as Andrew Brubeck steps up to the plate. Johnson, including the foul ball that made it strike two, had 5 foul balls in that at bat, as the first pitch to Brubeck is high for ball one. Yes, Wesleyan University in Connecticut, very, very famous, many famous alums, and Wesleyan a member of the NESCAC. Is that pitch low for ball two? The NESCAC, viewed by some as at least one of the Ivy Leagues of Division III. The other conference that would maybe hold that title is the University Athletic Association, as D'Amico throws over to first to try and catch Johnson. He cannot get him. However, the NESCAC is located in New England only, and that's actually the NE in NESCAC is New England. The SCAC is Small College Athletic Conference, as the 2-0 is high and away at 4-3 now. And I hope you, the listener, can indulge in my ramblings about Division III athletics. As the 3-0 in there for called strike one. But notable alumni of Wesleyan University, two that I can think of. This pitch is fouled off, and the count now is full.
Andrew Brubeck finds home in Shawnee, Kansas, located in Johnson County. So that's fouled straight back again.
Yes, that pitch fouled off. Johnson going, but obviously will be sent back to first, and
But he did go to college in Missouri Southern.
Yes, currently in the transfer portal, so will be somewhere else next season before Missouri Southern. Brubeck attended Highland Community College. He is in his fourth season as a Blue, as D'Amico throws over to first and nearly caught Johnson napping there. Johnson still safe, but definitely closer that time.
Brubeck will enter his final season, taking that COVID year. But we will see where he lands.
As Johnson goes, this pitch hits straight up in the air, as it will be dropped, and the throw over to second cannot be made in time. Johnson already on his way over to third. Never mind. He thought about it and then turned back.
He has to be gassed after that one.
Yeah,
The designated hitter, number 5, Kendall Rivera.
With a high pop fly by Brubeck and just a little twist of the feet that he was not able to come up with it. But luckily Johnson was halfway between first and second, so it allowed some room for Johnson to get either way. But once he saw that Messerschmitt was making the drop, he did indeed go to second. As Messerschmitt did make a throw to second base, and then Johnson saw that third base might have been open and took a little stab at going there.
Yep. As the new batter is Kendall Rivera, has failed and swing and a miss in the first two pitches, so he sees 0-2, and yeah, Johnson a whirlwind of emotions by him, and I can only imagine as the 0-2 is swung on and missed. D'Amico with his
The third baseman, number 18, Cade Adams.
It would be huge for the Blues to take advantage of a runner in scoring position here early, as obviously last game, if some viewers weren't watching the first game of this doubleheader, all the Monarchs runs were scored in the second inning, and with 2 outs. So if the Blues were able to get ahead early, this would be huge.
the batter is Cade Adams, as he saw the first pitch in for strike one, and D'Amico saw Johnson out of the corner of his eye with a pretty healthy lead, as the 0-1 is fouled off on the first base side. Make that 0-2.
Cade Adams does go to Baker University, which is the field that we are playing at tonight, and is from Odessa, Missouri.
Is swung on and missed, and that'll do it here in the bottom of the first inning. No runs off, no hits, 1 error,
No runs on no hits.
2 left on. And we go to the top of the second. We are scoreless. We'll see you after the break. Riley Badowski leads off the top of the second inning. We are scoreless after a frame. As Badowski sees the first pitch inside of 4-1. I'm not going to go through all of the famous Wesleyan alums, but I would like to shout out one in particular. Is that pitch by Arocha once again inside, so the count now 2-0. That one alum being Bill Belichick, Hall of Fame. I don't know. Is he in the Hall of Fame yet? If not, he will be.
He will be in the making.
Yeah. 5-time Super Bowl winning coach with the Patriots, as that pitch is outside, or in the outside third of the zone, but the count is now 2-1. Fun story I heard about Belichick today. As they count, pitch a ball, so the count now 3-1, is that he was offered the defensive coordinator job for the Philadelphia Water Dogs in the Professional Lacrosse League. As this pitch is hit into center field, it will be Jackson Evans making the catch. And there is
He's offered a job for lacrosse.
Yes, Bill Belichick has often publicly stated his love for lacrosse, and
Interesting.
he did turn the job down, though.
Well, that's unfortunate.
And the Water Dogs might need him. They're 0-3 this season, as Cam Messerschmidt hits the first pitch to Maverick Rockers at short. The throw over to first is in time. I would say I'm a bit of a maybe a bit of a Water Dogs fan, still trying to test out my fandom. I don't feel good rooting for a Philadelphia team, but
I don't blame you there.
I do like Michael Sowers. He's a good player and he's fun to watch. So
Is he? Maybe I should dive into that. I haven't thought about getting into it, but
you should. Lacrosse is a fun sport to watch.
you know it's even more fun. The good old game of cornhole. That gets intense, I will say.
It does. I'm sorry if you can hear the squeaks in the background from my chair. We're sitting on folding chairs today, and they're they need some WD-40s. That pitch is inside. Count now 2-0. Cornhole can be fun. It's definitely fun to play. I'm not very good at it, but it's fun to watch on TV sometimes, as that pitch is hit way up into the air, and it will be Andrew Brubeck making the grab. Austin Rocha originally called it, and we could have had a chance at a collision. Luckily for both of them and Baldwin City, the catch was made, so that'll do it here in the top of the second inning. No runs off, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on. A 1-2-3 inning, and we will be back with the bottom of the second after the break. Colton Howerton leads off the bottom of the second inning for Baldwin City. We are scoreless in game two. Howerton swings and misses on the first offering. So, is that pitch low for ball one? So the count now 1-1 to Howerton. And that pitch catches the outside part of the zone with the help of a little bit of a frame by Badowski, but it is a strike nonetheless, as that pitch, the 1-2 fouled off, so the count will remain at 1-2.
Howerton is from Topeka, Kansas, but goes to Baker University here. Among Brennan Johnson and
this pitch is hit into center field. It will be Dryberg making the grab.
And Kate Adams. So, like we were talking about in the first game of the doubleheader, there was no Baker students or players in the lineup, but now in this lineup here tonight we have 3.
Yes, which familiarity with the home turf always maybe plays a little bit of a difference. Definitely makes a difference, but whether it's an advantage or disadvantage, who knows? As the first pitch to Logan Groh is low and away for ball 1. The next one, just the same. And the count is now 2-0. That pitch fouled off.
One thing I have noticed in the Monarchs, I guess just team as a whole, is they don't really use much relief. It's usually...
this pitch is hit almost on a line to Thorson in left field.
They're usually prone to using one pitcher and one pitcher only for each game, so
yeah,
I anticipate,
Number 7, Quinn Roll.
I anticipate the same in this game.
Yes, definitely at least for 7-inning games if you can keep your pitching at a minimum. As Quinn Grobel hits one into right field, however, Danny Holmes makes a bit of a jump and makes the catch. So that'll do it here in the bottom of the second. Just like the top of the second, it is a 1-2-3 inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. And with that, we will take a break and come back with the top of the third. Cole Seapack leads off the top of the third inning for the Kansas City Monarchs. They currently, they don't trail as the first pitch is fouled on the first base side.
Nor did they lead.
0-1. They do not lead. They have not scored at all this game. Neither has Baldwin City. It is 0-0.
Well, the Blues did get past that second inning, so hopefully that's in the clear.
That's true. That's as this pitch is hit to Rockers at short. The throw over to first is in time. As we will loop around. CPAC was the 9th batter. We are now back to the top of the lineup. It is Will Dryberg. Dryberg 0 for 1 in this contest. Popped out to Quinn Grobel to start the game. And the first pitch to Dryberg is in there for called strike 1. The 0-1 rope, did that go in the dugout?
That went straight in the dugout.
Yes, the third base dugout on the third base side, where the Monarchs are posted up. The count is now 0-2 to Will Dryberg. The 0-2 is going to hit Dryberg. So he works himself an 0-2 hit by pitch. I mean, obviously you don't want to hit a batter, but definitely not when the count is 0-2 and you have him right there.
Yeah, that's not ideal.
But the Monarchs with a runner aboard with just one out.
Number 14, Gilberto Pena.
Now it's Gilberto Pena stepping in. Pena currently 1 for 1 as he singled. And this one is hit to Rockers, flips over to second. That is in time, as is the throw over to first. A 6-4-3 double play will do it here in the top of the third. No runs off, no hits, no errors. None left on the unconventional 1-2-3. And we will take a break and come back with the bottom of the third inning. Jackson Evans leads off the bottom of the third inning for Baldwin City. He takes the first pitch low for ball 1. That pitch in there for strike 1, so the count is 1-1 to him. So, as this pitch fouled on the first base side and to the right side of the indoor facility out there in down the right field line. The count is 1-2 to Evans, who takes that pitch low and away for ball 2. So, kind of some shakeup in the college baseball world. Former Texas A&M coach, as this pitch is hit to, it was up the middle. Darryl Graham at least got it in his glove, however, did not even make a play over first. So, that is a single for Jackson Evans, and we loop around to the top of the lineup. It is Maverick Rockers. Rockers is 0 for 1 with a ground out, and he shows bunt. This one is popped up in the air, and before Badowski can even, he kind of looked at it for a second, and before he could even get his mask off to look for it, it already went down to the ground. So the count is 0-1. But now former Texas A&M coach Jim Schlossnagel will be going to the Aggies' rivals, Texas Longhorns, to be their head baseball coach. Of course, that's just one day after losing a national championship, and especially going to, maybe your most hated rival, especially with that rival being maybe one of the most hate-filled rivalries in all of college sports. If not number one, it's definitely up there. But both will be conference mates once again. With Texas joining the SEC next season, that pitch fouled off. So they count now 1-2.
Just one Texas to another.
That's true. It's
sad day for the Aggies.
Texas, no stranger to. Well, I think yesterday was a Saturday for the Aggies, but Stamiko throws over to first and cannot. They lost the national championship last night. Yeah. As this pitch hit into shallow right field, Holmes will not be able to make the grab, and Rockers is on with a single. Evans over to third, and Baldwin City with runners at the corners and nobody out.
One big thing that Evans did on that play that I'm pretty fond of is the fact that Evans saw where that ball was lined to. Well, nice little blooper to shallow right field, but he knew right away he was going to third. There was no doubt about it. Got on his horse right off the bat and was able to stand up to third real nice.
Yeah, and that pitch hit into kind of a corner. As Johnson sees the first pitch in there for called strike one. Rockers takes second. So two runners now for, or two runners in scoring position for Baldwin City as Johnson fouls this one off, so the count now 0-2. But that was in a pretty deep corner to right field, and I think it was really not much of a play on it by Holmes at all. However, it looked close really up until the end. So yeah, like Brett said, just waiting on it by Evans to see as the 0-2 is hit into the air. It will be Drew Thorson under it, and he makes the grab. Jackson Evans thought about it for a second, but will remain at third. So a fly out to right, and
The catcher, number 19, Andrew Brubeck.
both runners remaining at their respective bases. And there is one away for Andrew Brubeck, who sees first pitch in there for strike one. Trying to think of if there are any sporting events on currently other than the MLB. As that pitch blown away for ball one. So Copa America is on right now. Count 1-1 to Brubeck. Currently, Chile and Argentina scoreless in the seventh minute in East Rutherford, as this one is fouled off behind, and the count now 1-2. Of course, not the only game of the Copa America today. Canada defeated Peru 1-0. That was right here. Well, we're not in Kansas City, but we're close, as the 1-2 is fouled off, and we will do it again, but was played at Children's Mercy Park in Kansas City, Kansas, home of the woefully underperforming Sporting Kansas City. It's been a bad year.
Looking to the Royals game, that did start at 7:10. The Royals are up 1-0, entering the top of the fifth.
As that pitch is swung on and missed.
The Miami Marlins. The Royals are not in a little bit of a slump, but they were able to win last night, and puts them 8.5 games out of first in the division.
As Counter Rivero steps in, there are 2 outs. That pitch in there for called strike one. So 0-1 to Rivero. Runner still on second and third. You said the Royals game started at 7:10. You know what that reminds me of?
What does that remind you of, Joe?
A 7-10 split. Have you ever made one?
I have not, but I know you have, and yet you did not witness it.
I did not witness it, but I made it.
But I am a witness right here.
Yep, you are. As that pitch was swung on and missed. So the count now 0-2 to Rivero.
Some just don't believe when, a pin might be flying over towards the other one.
I've gotten got too many times. The 0-2 outside, and the count now 1-2. There's a case of a boy who cried wolf, but you were not the boy who cried wolf. Everybody else was. Not everybody there, but
fair enough. Fair enough.
I've been on the giving and receiving end of that joke a lot of times. So, but the 1-2 low, and the count is even at 2-2. And the 2-2, low and outside, and the count is full.
We did take a little bit of a weather break in the first game of the doubleheader, but might as well take one now. It's 86 degrees outside, but it does still feel like 92.
And the payoff pitch is hit to third base. The throw over first is in time, so that'll do it here. In the bottom of the third inning, no runs off, 2 hits, no errors, 2 left on. We are scoreless, and we will take a break and come back with the top of the fourth, but we will also come back with the rest of Brett's weather report. Darryl Graham leads off the top of the fourth inning. We're still scoreless. We're scoreless after the first 3. The first pitch to Graham is low and outside for ball 1. Graham 0 for 1 in this contest. Grounded into a fielder's choice. This next pitch he sees is low for ball 2.
Well, as we dive back into that weather report of mine, like I said, it is 86, but it does feel like 92, so still hot. The humidity percentage at a solid 63, so, D litter grade, but no good. Clear skies here in Baldwin City with the lights starting to turn on. And
it's the pitch low for ball 4, and a 4-pitch walk.
Don't even try and tan right now because the UV index is at 0. But I did hear in the next couple days the UV might get up to 11. So get out there for a good 20-30 minutes and you might be fried.
Danny Holmes, the next batter in. Holmes 1 for 1 in this game with a single to right. With a runner on first, he's going to look to do some damage. As the first pitch he sees is in the outer third of the zone for strike 1. No, I'm not even going to go there. Is that pitch low and away for ball 1? You know what? I was going to ask you your favorite weather report song, but mine is Birdland. As this pitch is hit into right field, and that will be caught by Colton Howerton. No play at
That won't quite make it home.
That's a good one. It won't I can't speak. I can't speak. Won't quite make it Holmes. That's what you were supposed to say.
Yeah.
But there is one out in the top of the fourth as the first pitch to Darryl Graham is fouled off on the down the left field lines. The count is 0-1.
And that will be Thorson, not Graham.
Oh yeah, you're right. I think Graham was the. No, Graham is at first base. That's where we have Darryl Graham. As the next pitch to Thorson is in there for called strike 2. What's your favorite fruit?
Favorite fruit, huh? Well, I'm a huge pineapple guy. Like I said in previous broadcasts, that I do indeed like pineapple on my pizza. Not a lot of people agree with that, and I may receive all the criticism in the world for it, but I will stand by it till the day I die.
I'm indifferent. But
yeah,
I like watermelon. Not on pizza, but I do like.
That would be an interesting statement to put watermelon on pizza.
I think that's the name of a movie.
Watermelon on pizza?
Watermelon pizza? Is that not? I'm thinking of Licorice Pizza. It's a movie that came out recently. As the 1-2 is low once again, and the count moves to 2-2. Minsky's has the Joe's Kansas City barbecue pizza back out for a limited time. It's one of
amazing.
It's one of my favorites.
I definitely had it last week, and I indulged in probably 4 or 5 pieces.
I need to eat it once again as the pitch is low and away for ball 3. I haven't had it in its current run, but the count is full to Thorson.
It does not disappoint, I will say that.
It definitely does not.
Even microwaved or cold, and I know that might be another.
As the payoff pitch is once again low and away for ball 4, so Drew Thorson works himself a full count walk, and there are runners on first and second.
Joe, what's your take on cold pizza? You a big cold pizza guy?
No.
No?
I can't.
Has to be warmed up.
Pizza has to be warm. I am to a fault a big fan as that pitch to Badowski is in there for strike 1. I'm a fan to a fault of reheating food.
All right.
You've been around me long enough to know as this pitch is hit into center field, Jackson Evans making the grab. And there are 2 outs now that I do like to reheat fast food.
That is an interesting statement.
I did have reheated Sonic yesterday for lunch.
What was the Sonic order?
The burger and tots. As Jake Slocum's.
I mean, I guess there's no other way to eat fast food other than. I don't know. I've seen it done all different ways, but.
So Jake Slocum, sorry, we do have a sub. It is Jake Slocum coming in for Cam Messerschmidt. What were you saying?
The reheating of fast food.
Yeah, but
I guess there's just no other way really to eat. I mean, cold fast food just doesn't sound ethical to me.
It doesn't. I mean, most people would say just throw it away, but I'm not a believer in throwing away food if you can eat it. As this pitch is hit into right field, Colton Howerton giving chase, and he will make the grab. So that'll do it here in the top of the 4th. No runs off, no hits, no errors, 2 left on. We go to the bottom of the 4th, still scoreless, and with that, we will take a break. Cade Adams leads off the bottom of the fourth inning. Excuse me. He foul tips the first pitch into the glove of Charlie Badowski. He swings and misses on second offering. So
while we're into the debate of fast food heated up or not, we might as well get into the debate of two.
Some pitch thrown away for ball one.
Very, I'd say, well-known, fast food. And whether Freddy's or Culver's is the better bet.
As this pitch fouled off, the count remains 1-2. I would say Culver's for two reasons. I think the burgers are a little more full.
Okay, I see your statement
I also
there.
like cheese curds.
Oh,
as that pitch catches the outside part of the zone. Strike 3 to Adams. Make that strikeout number 4 for D'Amico. And there is one away in the bottom of the fourth. But yes, I do think that...
I do see your stance on the cheese curds. They are a big hit.
This ball hit to center field. It will be Dryberg under it, and he makes the catch. So quickly, 2 away in the bottom of the fourth. But I do, yeah.
There is something about that fry sauce, though. I don't know what they put in it. And I'm sure you could recreate it.
Yeah,
but
I would imagine. I can't actually say that I've had the Freddy's fry sauce, but I do like the style of fries that Freddy's has. But
the shoestring fries.
As this one also hit to Dryberg, actually over the head of Dryberg, and that ball gonna get to the wall. Grow rounding second. There will be a play at third, and it will not be in time. Logan Grow with the 2-out triple.
We have seen
and Baldwin City with a runner on third with 2 outs.
We have seen Will Dryberg just be an absolute just splosh of everywhere, where he's able to catch everything. But in that shot, there was no chance. The launch angle there was
almost no chance as Quinn Grobel takes the first pitch in there for called strike 1. So I think overall I'm going to give the edge to Culver's.
You think so?
I do think so.
Do you think cheese curds are what really puts it over Freddy's?
The first. But the next pitch fell for strike 2. I do not actually think. I think the burger itself puts it over Freddy's.
Okay. I do agree with your statement.
The cheese curds extend the lead.
Okay. I do agree that the Freddy's burgers are a little bit slim, if anything.
This pitch hit to Jake Slocum at second base. The throw over to first is in time. So that'll do it here in the bottom of the fourth. No runs off, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on. We go to the top of the fifth. Still scoreless after the break. Luke Meredith leads off the top of the fifth inning for the Kansas City Monarchs. He fouls the first pitch off. This one is scoreless so far. Neither team been able to capitalize on the base runners that they've had. It is Austin Rocha out for another inning of work, and this pitch by Meredith is lined into left field on a rope, so Meredith earns himself a lead-off double, and just like that, the Monarchs with a runner in scoring position and nobody out.
Kate Adams was definitely just one step away from making that line drive grab, but obviously from this point of view up here in the press box, it's a lot easier to see whether a ball is fair or foul, and I can confirm that it was definitely fair. I mean, obviously my opinion does not matter whatsoever, but the home plate umpire.
I'll second that if it means anything to you, as the first pitch to C.
Well, I
CPAC
appreciate
is
it.
Low for ball one. So now the question. This one hit past the glove of Quinn Grobel, and there will be a play at the plate. The tag not applied
in time.
I thought that was in time, just not. I thought he missed him.
He definitely got him on the side, but I would say that the
center fielder,
evidence to the call was definitely that the hands got in before the tag. I'd say especially that left arm got across the plate.
Well, that could be the case. I'm not disagreeing with you, but that is the first run of the game. A CPAC single drives home Meredith, and the deadlock is broken. It is now 1-0 as the first pitch to Will Dryberg is fouled off. Count now 0 for 1. Dryberg shows bunt, and it is fouled once again. So the count 0-2.
All this talk about food makes me really hungry. Not gonna lie.
We have to talk about McDonald's. No, not McDonald's. Chipotle versus Taco Bell.
Chipotle versus Taco Bell. Well, now
it's just one away for ball one.
You all of a sudden got me in my ballpark, because here in Baldwin City, there's only two. Would you consider Subway a fast food?
Yes, I would consider Subway a fast food, but so 3. But are you not? I know it's in a different category, but are you not including the Pizza Hut?
No, I would include it as well. I'd say there's
okay. So there's 4.
Yeah, but I would say that of the 4, I'd probably go to Taco Bell more than any.
I
of them.
definitely went to the Sonic more in my time as a Baker student. That pitch.
I feel like the rewards at Taco Bell are just a little bit better as a broke college student.
I definitely agree.
You take advantage of those rewards, but
yes, Sonic is notorious. Generally, pretty not the best in the rewards. Of course, McDonald's clears when it comes to the app rewards, but
yes,
you had to drive up to Lawrence for that one, so you may have been paying more for gas than anything else. But this pitch hit on a line. Not caught by Kate Adams, but the throw over to first is in time. So
what a play.
Yes, a great recovery by Adams. CPAC will move over to second.
Adams did I'd say either that one step that he had for the last one with Meredith, he made that one step adjustment and just barely missed the grab. Got it right off the end of the glove, but was able to recompose himself and make a amazing throw, especially for how fast Dryberg is around the bases and just in general.
The first pitch to Gilberto Pena fouled. Count now 0-1, and yeah, he was falling onto the
left field.
Yeah. So he had all the momentum away from him. So enough power behind it to even advance the
Yes. Words.
ball to first base. Yeah, where it's not always.
So back to your conversation on Taco Bell and Chipotle. What is the argument here?
The Taco Bell clears. This pitch hit to Rockers at short. He will end up going to third and tagging out CPAC, getting the lead runner.
And that right there is a great heads-up play by Rockers. Obviously, the Monarchs were able to get one out of it, but out of this inning so far. But the fact that Rockers was able to get the runner at third and seeing that the runner is trying to advance and getting that lead runner is huge because all of a sudden, instead of a guy at third with 2 outs, we have a runner at first with 2 outs.
Yep, getting the lead runner I think was the most important. There are 2 outs now. It is Darryl Graham in the batter's box. He swings and fouls the first pitch off.
So you're saying that Taco Bell is better than Chipotle?
Yes.
Huh. Well, if we had a huge fan base, I'd ask to make a poll. But I would have to disagree with you on that one.
This one hit into left field. Brennan Johnson giving chase. He sticks out his glove, and that will go over the fence for a ground rule double. So the Monarchs with a runners on second and third now.
And if that runner had been at third, the runner would have scored. So here you have a great, probably better turn of events than what you would have had if you had just gotten the easy out at first.
Yep, and I actually think the Baldwin City would have taken the ground rule double there because I think if the ball had stayed in play, Pena probably would have scored.
Yes.
But instead, obviously the Monarchs, you still have to get the out, but the Monarchs with a chance to, or Baldwin City with a chance to
run away with one.
Yep, that's the first pitch to Danny Holmes. Low for ball 1. The next pitch, the same result. Low, and the count now 2-0.
So you're saying that Taco Bell is superior to Chipotle?
Yes.
And what's your reasoning behind this?
Vibes.
You said what?
Vibes. This one hit into right field. Colton Howerton giving chase, and did he make the grab? We cannot see it. He did not, but it is foul. So the count now 2-1. Yeah, that was hit to the kind of little bit of corner of right field where
is the only place we can't see.
Yeah, we can see every other place in the park but that.
So you base it just off vibes?
Yes.
Is what you're saying.
And that I have a better time when I eat Taco Bell than Chipotle, even though my tummy does not have a better time. The 2-1 in there for call strike 2.
I just think that the overall food quality of Chipotle versus Taco Bell is better.
I reheat fast food. Clearly that does not matter to me.
That is valid.
The 2-2 swung on and missed. And that'll do it here in the top of the 5th. 1 run off 3 hits. No errors, 2 left on. The Monarchs break the deadlock. They now lead 1-0. We will go to the bottom of the inning after the break. Jackson Evans leads off the bottom of the 5th.
We do have a new pitcher on the mound. It is number 55, Alex Knight. And like I was talking about before in the broadcast, or early in the broadcast, how the Monarchs don't really use much of their bullpen, if any. But I guess here we see a little change and direction as they do bring in Alex Knight for the bottom of the 5th inning.
The first pitch to Evans was inside for ball 1. This pitch, a strike on the inner part of the plate. Looked kind of the same location, but my eyes could have deceived me. So the 1-1, that pitch high. Jackson Evans had to duck to get out of the way of it, but he does. Steve D'Amico's final line, 4 innings pitched, 17 batters faced, 3 hits, no runs. This pitch hit into center field. Dryberg makes the catch. 1 out. 0 runs, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts.
The shortstop, number 31.
I want to get back to this because I don't think we're quite finished yet. You can heat up Chipotle, and it tastes just as good.
But I'm saying that I clearly have food quality means nothing to me.
That's valid. You know what
This pitch hit to Slocum at second. He makes the throw over to first in time.
What I have noticed that I've changed in my Chipotle order that has been a big game changer, and I hope I can educate the viewers on this as well, is doing half and half white and brown rice. It is the biggest move I've ever made in my Chipotle experience, and it has changed my life forever.
Is it?
Yes.
Are you one of the people? Have you seen the trend of the people
hold your phone up
harassing the workers?
Yes.
Do you do that?
I definitely do not, because I have been in that working service before.
As Johnson ropes one into right field. He is on with a 2-out single.
Yeah, I've worked as a Subway employee for 2 years before, and I know what it feels like to experience that sort of thing. So, therefore, I do not partake in that trend.
If you had to guess, what do you think my Subway order would be? As Johnson goes, and he reaches at second safely, and I believe the pitch was a ball.
I would say a good I want to say a spicy Italian.
You could not be wronger.
Really? You a cold cut guy?
Ham and cheese. Johnson goes again. This ball put in play. Brubeck trying to get up the line, and he does not. And Johnson stole the I'm not sure if that would if he ended up getting to third before the ball was batted. However, Brubeck reaches first on a single, one of those kind of infield or a swinging bunt, and Johnson scoring all the way from second, and this game is tied.
Yeah, a little crash course on what just happened there is another swinging bunt from the Blues, but it went the other way instead of down the left line, and Brubeck was able to reach first safely while I believe Johnson was stealing third or running on contact at least, and him seeing Knight kind of caught up in Brubeck at first. He went ahead and took home, and obviously that shows that's what speed do.
Yep.
By just
as the count is 0-2 to Ken Rivero. Brubeck going, and that pitch low and away. So another stolen base for the Blues.
Great jump by Brubeck. Not even a throwdown, and I think the Blues are hoping to get something going here with 2 outs.
Yep, another runner in scoring position. Obviously, two strikes make that 3. A swing and a miss for Kendall Rivero, and that'll do it in the bottom of the 5th. 1 run off 2 hits, no errors, 1 left on. The Blues tie it back up at 1. And with that, we will take a break and be back with the top of the 6th inning.
what connection they have.
Drew Thorson leads off the top of the 6th inning. We have a tie ball game here in
Charlie Badowski.
Drew Thorson flew out. I don't know if we were muted there for a little bit, and I actually. Excuse me. Sorry. Wow. Charlie Badowski hit that ball hit to Logan Groh at second base. The throw was in time. I am in a blender right now.
Jake Slocum.
Now comes Jake Slocum up to bat with 2 outs here in the top of the 6th.
The first pitch Slocum sees is in the turf for ball 1. Slocum is 0 for 1 on the evening. Just one at bat came in as a sub for Cam Messerschmidt. His 0 for 1 was a flyout, and that was his only plate appearance. He swings and misses at the second offering. The count now 1-1. There is activity in the Baldwin City bullpen. Not the bar. Well, I guarantee there is activity in the Baldwin City bullpen. The bar, a sponsor of the Blues, that pitch, a ball. There is also activity in the Monarchs bullpen. I just can't see who. We have a little bit of a limited view to both. The next pitch to Slocum is in the outer part of the zone. And the count now even at 2-2 with 2 outs.
Kind of looks like Dane Warmuskerkin.
It definitely does.
If I had to make a guess.
2-2 is shocked to Cade Adams at third. The throw over to first will not be in time.
Great attempt by K. Adams. Obviously, he's shown that he's got the arm strength for sure. Just unable to get the ball out of his glove in time. But
yeah, I think the only way that he probably would have had that in time is if he had barehanded it, and that's much more difficult of a play. But Jake Slocum on with 2 outs, and it will be Luke Meredith, the next batter, who fouls the first pitch off. Meredith is 1 for 2 in this game with a pop out and a double. That double he would later go on to score, and that was in the top of the 6th. That was the first run of the game. Baldwin City responding with a run of their own in the bottom half of the 6th. That pitch outside, the count even at 1-1.
I would like to point out, in the 2 seasons that I have been broadcasting for the Blues, I think this is...
As Meredith lines one into left field, he will be on with a 2-out single.
I believe this is the first time that I have seen the Blues holding a pitcher longer than the Monarchs. As I've talked about before, how the Monarchs don't really dive into the bullpen as much, but the Blues aren't afraid to dive into the bullpen either. But seeing that Arocha is still out there and still competing longer than D'Amico is quite surprising.
Could be, as he takes the first pitch low for ball 1. I definitely do agree with you, though, that, yeah, it is. I feel like Baldwin City generally does jump into the bullpen quicker than most teams do, so for them to do that, the next pitch to Cole CPAC is outside, fouled off, so the count is 1-1. CPAC is 1 for 2. His single was an RBI that brought Meredith home. He's looking to do it again. He takes the next pitch in the zone. Count 1-2. So yeah, he's looking to get the lead back. He's currently currently has the count at 1-2. As he swings and misses, it will be a drop third strike. The throw over to first is in time. So that'll do it here in the top of the 6th inning. Be no runs off 2 hits, no errors, 2 left on. We remain deadlocked at 1 as we go to the top of the 6th. Excuse me, the bottom of the 6th after the break. Cade Adams leads off the bottom of the 6th for Baldwin City. The first pitch that he sees is a foul ball. This is a reminder, this is Alex Knight out for the A's. He relieves Steve D'Amico as Adams fouls another one off, so the count is 0-2. Adams currently 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts in this game, so looking to reverse his fortune. As the 2 ball clubs here tonight, this pitch low for ball 1, are currently deadlocked at 1-1. It's been kind of a pitcher's duel in, actually, I would say in both games. This pitch fouled off once again out of play, the count remaining at 1-2. You wouldn't consider a 6-1 game to be a pitcher's duel, however, 0 earned runs between both pitchers, and it really was just one inning that kind of did Baldwin City in. That 6-run top of the 2nd, that pitch blown away for ball 2.
Yeah, I'd agree, Joe. I mean, the defense has definitely done the work. In the first game, that's fouled off for Adams to stay alive. But both pitchers have done an amazing, or I guess all pitchers today have done an amazing job. Just little hump for the Blues in the 2nd inning of that first game to just not be able to get back.
The 2-2 is hit up the middle, but Darryl Graham will be able to get it. The throw over to first, I believe, was in time. Adams slid to try and get that, and that was kind of a bang-bang call, so I definitely will not dispute it, but I also think that I thought he was safe, but I do not. Obviously, the field umpire is at field level, and we are not.
That is very true. And I feel like umpires, not in particular, but when they see a runner sliding out first, they're more prone to call them out just because obviously they can see a foot rather than, a whole body trying to jump on the plate.
Colton Howerton swings and misses on the first offering. Howerton 0 for 2 as well. He swings and misses once again, and he now sees 0-2. The 0-2, high and in for ball 1.
Not even on this. seems like the wind has died down quite a bit here in Baldwin City.
As this pitch hit into left field, and Drew Thorson will be under it. So 2 outs now in the bottom of the 6th for Logan Groh.
And I'm no meteorologist or anything of that sort, but I do anticipate it picking up and dropping back down throughout the rest of this game, as we only have around an inning and a half unless said otherwise. But
first pitch Logan Groh sees is
so that definitely would not play a factor anymore, and the temperature actually has dropped 2 degrees, so it may not seem like a lot, but that feels like dropped 6 degrees, so it is starting to cool down here in Baldwin City.
A pitch down the middle of the plate for strike 1, and the count is 1-1. And I have to ask you, Brett, who's your favorite meteorologist? Who was your go-to guy growing up?
Great question.
Pitch hit to Darryl Graham at short. The throw over to first is in time. So I'm going to save your answer for the 7th inning.
All right.
No runs off, no hits, no errors, none left on. A 1-2-3 inning, and we go to the 7th. Still 1-1 ball game. Time for a break. Will Dryberg leads off the top of the 7th inning. It is still a 1-1 ball game here in Baldwin City. It is a new pitcher. It is Harrison Loudon. His first pitch is high, I think,
upstairs
for ball 1. So the count now 1-0. So that is the end of the day for Austin Arocha. The next pitch is in there for called strike 1. So the count now 1-1. Arocha's final line: 6 innings pitched, 27 batters faced, 7 hits, 1 run. It was earned, 2 walks, 1 hit by pitch, 2 strikeouts.
It's a good outing for Arocha.
This pitch to Dryberg is inside for ball 2. Loudon, a native of Auckland, New Zealand, just finished up another year at Benedictine University Mesa in Arizona. This is his second pitching appearance for Baldwin City as he gets that one in the zone. The count now 2-2. Not only can Harry pitch, he's a fun broadcast partner too.
Electric guy.
Yeah, he joined me he joined me on the broadcast for a little bit of Game 1 of doubleheader between Junction City and Baldwin City last Monday. The next pitch inside, so the count now full.
All right, Joe, I'm ready for your question.
Who's your favorite weatherman?
It's going to have to be my main boy, Gary Lezak. I mean, I was always growing up going to the baseball games, going to the Royals, and every time did not disappoint. They'd always have on the good old Jumbotron at Kauffman Stadium the man, the myth, the legend himself up there giving us the weather report for the rest of the game. And I will stand by that because that's probably one of the only stories I do have about a meteorologist, but it's the only one I can really ever remember too.
Yep, that's my answer too. Dryberg on with a full count walk. Gilberto Pena takes the first pitch and therefore called strike one. I would have to agree with you on Gary Lezak. This pitch, did that go foul? I did not see it. Okay, it did go foul. I wasn't sure because I didn't see where the ball went, but I saw everybody's heads turn. So I should have kind of guessed. But the count is 0-2.
Loudon does have a little interesting, little bit of an interesting arm slot, as that's foul, to continue at 0-2. But Loudon's arm slot, it seems like it's 3/4. Could be sidearm, but then you almost mix in a bit of submarine as well. So it's like kind of a happy medium while also being a little bit of a hybrid, which is I'm not an expertise in New Zealand pitching, but I'd say that's quite interesting of an arm slot.
Yep, his pitch is inside for 1-2, and I think he did say that he did come to baseball from fast pitch softball, so I'm wondering if maybe the
okay.
I'll have a talk with him later, maybe to find out. But I think that could be the case. Is this pitch is hit into left field? The Monarchs with two runners on and nobody out, and Darryl Graham will be the next batter.
A quick little Royals update. The score is 2-1. The Marlins were able to take a lead over the Royals. In the top of the seventh, it is, like I said, 2-1 with runners at second and third with 2 outs.
Well, that's just a shame, as Joe Graham fouls first pitch for strike one. Graham, 1 for 2, however, has reached base 3 times, reached via a fielder's choice, a walk, and a double. He's looking to do it again. Possibly drive home a leading and what could be a winning run. He takes the next pitch, low and outside for ball 1.
I think this will be Loudon's second appearance of the season. And so
the pitch fouled off a kind of a check swing. So the count is 1-2. Yep, it is his second appearance. Made an appearance on last Friday in Belton. Came in relief, and I believe the 4th or the 5th inning, and faced a few batters, but did not give up a run as the 1-2 is outside. And the count moves even at 2-2. And you have to think, depending on the circumstances, obviously it's 2-2 and you're not that far off a walk, but if maybe Dryberg wants to steal from second. And I think that thought has entered Loudon's mind as well as he started to go but stepped off.
And that would be huge for the Monarchs, as if they did have a runner at third. I've said it before and I'll say it again because I really want it to happen, is a triple play in real life that I can see with my own eyes.
The 2-2 low,
but
now full.
I will say, just to have a runner 90 feet closer to getting a leading, or I'd say it could be the winning run.
That pitch is low and away once again, and the count is not full. That is a walk via a full count, and the Kansas City Monarchs have bases loaded with nobody out. And it will be probably the man you want up if you are the Monarchs. It is Danny Holmes up at the plate.
He can take everyone, Holmes.
He can take everyone, Holmes. That would be a it would be a Holmes run in the way of a grand slam, as an extra set of lights have turned on. They had we're going to have a mound visit from Wilson Kilmer, and with that we are going to step aside and take a short break. We are done with that mound visit. It is
not batting, the right fielder, number 13, Danny Holmes.
It is Danny Holmes up at the plate. Bases loaded with nobody out. We will see what Baldwin City can do to get out of this. Obviously, with the bases loaded, the game is tied at 1-1, so the leading run is at third. And with no outs, that pitch outside, the count now 1-0. With nobody outs, you do have a lot of room to work with by way of a sac fly and stuff like that, and obviously just getting one run might be enough in this game. It's been very, very pitcher dominated. That pitch catching the outside part of the zone, but a strike.
What is interesting for the Blues, as they don't have everyone playing in. I mean, there's obviously two ways to play this situation. Either you play the whole infield in to make the play at home and hope that you can get another out at first, or you can play the corners in with the middle infield playing in double play depth. So quite interesting to see double play depth here.
As this pitch hit into center field, Jackson Evans makes the catch. It will be Dryberg coming home. There will not be a throw. However, Pena doubled off, so a rare sac fly double play.
Not the most ideal, or I guess most clinical to occur, but whatever gets those two outs will do the job for the Blues.
Yep, so there are two outs now. However, the Monarchs have taken the lead. They now lead 2-1 with a runner on first. The first pitch that Drew Thorson sees is a ball, so the count is 1-0 to him. And Thorson hits one into the air. It will be Quinn Grobel, not even able to make a play on it as that ball lands in the bullpen on the right field side.
Not gonna lie, Joe. I don't think the Blues, especially on that play where they double up Pena, I don't see them actually. That's fouled off once again. Make the count 1 and 2. I don't see them trying to worry about Meredith.
Yeah,
obviously with his lethal speed around the bases and of course in general, I think obviously they're playing for the cutoff. And that's exactly what they did.
The runner will go. I think they're going to call Loudon for a balk, and that is the case. So Daryl Cram got what he wanted, just the unconventional way, obviously trying to steal a base. He will not be credited with a stolen base, but he advances to second either way, and Monarchs have a runner in scoring position once again. The 1-2 inside, count now 2 and 2. So either way, obviously the Baldwin City Bats were probably going to have to get alive to score 1 run. Would walk the game off. Now they're going to have to score 2, or scoring a what's that pitch low and away? The count full, but obviously 1 to tie it, 2 would win it. And that's pending the rest of the inning. Could be more runs. But the payoff pitch is swung on and missed. So, yes, it will be 1 run required to extend the game. 1 run off 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on. The Kansas City Monarchs have a 2-1 lead. And Baldwin City will attempt to tie this game up or even walk it off. We head to the bottom of the 7th inning. Monarchs with that 2-1 lead. And with that, we will take a break. Back with the bottom of the 7th inning. Baldwin City going to attempt to tie this one off, walk this one off, but first they need to tie it up. They currently trail 2-1. It is Quinn Grobel, the first batter in. It is a new pitcher. The new pitcher is Eric Reese. And Grobel swings and misses on the first offering. Count now 0-1. Reese is a recent graduate of Ottawa University. He takes the next pitch outside for 1-1. Graduated from the Braves in 2023. Was a graduate student. So played just 1 year. As this ball is hit to Dryberg at.
What a shot.
Actually, no, that ball is gone. So Quinn Grobel with another home run. I believe that is number 3 on the season. And this game is tied at 2-2-2. 2-2, not 2-2-2. 2-2. So a home run by Quinn Grobel cuts the deficit to 0. And now Baldwin City with 3 outs to play with.
And I will say,
pitch to Jackson Evans, high for ball 1.
Reese's velo compared, I'd say not compared, but for this Blues team is almost perfect. I would say that the velo with their bat swing or their bat speed is exactly what Grobel could show. He is just a powerful hitter that if you get a good barrel on this ball against Reese, then it has opportunity. Like Grobel just showed, it can go far.
Yep, the count is 1-2 to Jackson Evans. He chops one into right field. It will be Danny Holmes running in, and he makes the catch. So it will be Maverick Rockers, the next batter in. There is one away now, so a little less room to play with, but obviously maybe if you can get Rockers on and get him to third, you can sack fly the run in. But yeah, gotta get him there first as Rockers swings and misses. The count 0-1. So gonna read Alex Knight's final line after the pitch, which is low and away, or low and actually past the glove of Badowski, but the count is now 1-1. So Alex Knight, 2 innings pitched, 8 batters faced, 2 hits, 1 run. That run was earned. A pitch in there for called strike 2. 0 walks, 1 strikeout. But the count is 1-2. Now 2 Rockers and the 1-2 head high. Count even at 2-2. 2-2, fouled off, and count will remain at that. So Eric Reese, yes, did pitch 1 season for Ottawa University, originally from San Antonio, Texas. Actually, I think he might have pitched. He definitely pitched more. I should have looked down in his bio to obviously see that he played a little more. That pitch swung on and foul tipped. But Maverick Rockers will be retired, and there are now 2 outs for Brennan Johnson.
The left fielder, number 3, Brennan Johnson.
Ottawa obviously having bios for all of their players, thanks to, well, a number of people in the sports information staff. Katie Tully and Michael Douglas. Mostly, I'm also on that staff. Katie's my boss.
Little self-plug there for you.
But I don't do baseball, so I don't do baseball bios, so that wouldn't have been me. And he graduated in 23, so that wouldn't have been me either.
Solid.
But the count is 1-1 to Johnson. He is obviously the last hope for Baldwin City to walk this off in regulation. He fouls the next pitch off, so the count is 1-2.
Johnson did hit a couple bombs or has a couple home runs under his belt for Baker University this past season. So, and it was on this field.
As the 1-2, low and through the legs of Badowski. So the count is 2-2 with 2 outs. The score is 2-2.
It's a lot of 2s.
If Johnson gets on, he will be the second person. Oh. Would you consider Grobel a base runner? I mean, yes.
I would.
Yes.
I would say so.
So I think we're having a discrepancy in the count. We have 2-2 up here in the booth. The scoreboard operator is actually in the first base dugout. They also have 2-2, and not sure if our home plate umpire had something different, but 2-2 remains on the scoreboard, so that will be the count. And the 2-2 is hit back up the middle, but Daryl Graham will field it, and he cannot field it cleanly. So Brennan Johnson on with 2 outs.
It's a little show off of Brennan Johnson's speed. Obviously, he's a left fielder for a reason and can cover a lot of ground, but he just showed what that speed can do.
So will be a hit for Johnson, and he is a runner on. He will go, and he is in safely to first. That pitch a ball. So Baldwin City all of a sudden now with a runner in scoring position with 2 outs, and if Andrew Brubeck can get a hold of one and obviously get a hit and probably a hit in the outfield, that would walk the game off, but we're going to have to see that happen first as he swings and misses. The count moving even at 1-1. And once again, folks, I apologize if the squeaky chair can be heard through the mic because I can hear it and it's bothering me a little bit. As the 1-1 is low. Ball now 2-1.
Little discussion by Reese and Graham just to make sure they're locked in whatever situation, or it could be just Graham trying to relax Reese, tell him to focus on the batter. Obviously, with 2 outs, Johnson would not be able to score if Brubeck does not reach safely to a base.
Yep, but that conference now over, and you have to wonder if they were talking about maybe how to get Johnson out of, or maybe prevent him from stealing. Johnson with a decent lead as the 2-1 is in there for called strike 2, so the count moves even at 2-2, so we're back to 2-2 with 2 outs.
The score being 2-2.
2-2, and Brennan Johnson on second base, and is the second base runner of the inning, but as Brubeck chases an outside pitch, and he will not make contact, so that'll do it here in the bottom of the 7th inning. 1 run off 2 hits, no errors, 1 left on. The Quinn Grobel solo home run proves to be the difference in that inning. We are going to extra innings. This game tied at 2, and we will come back after the break. Charlie Badowski leads off the bottom of the 8th. Excuse me, the top of the 8th. First pitch to him is a ball. As will be Drew Thorson. Drew Thorson is on second in the Mid-Plains League. 4 extra innings. We do the runner on second base, which is Thorson, as he was the last out. And Charlie Badowski, the batter, he has seen 3 balls so far from new pitcher Brennan Johnson. Johnson coming in from left field. And the 3-0 will be in there for strike 1. Three one, low and in, and Badowski is on with a walk. So,
And if you're the Blues, that's not the worst thing in the world, obviously, because now you do have a force out at first, second, or third. So it does make it a little easier for you guys, but
as Slocum lays down a bunt and it does its job. He will move the
third baseman, number 69, Luke Meredith.
He will move the runner over, so runners on second and third now for Luke Meredith, with runners on first and second. So now you can kind of, it's not really small ball, but if you can make contact, that pitch in there for called strike 1, you sack fly and you bring a guy in.
And now you do see the Blues with their whole infield in. So, with that being said, if Brennan Johnson was to walk Meredith,
the bases would be loaded in that situation. Then it's a force at any base. Meredith roping one, foul on the left field side. So count to him now 1 and 2. And so Johnson moves to pitcher from left field. It will be Kyan Gus replacing him in left field, and Gus will does replace Kendall Rivero. Baldwin City no longer has a DH, as the 1 and 2 is high and outside for ball 2. Count even at 2 and 2. And so Kyan Gus will lead off the bottom of the 8th. 2-2, swung on and missed. Luke Meredith with the strikeout. And there is 2 outs now in the top of the 8th. Runners still on second and third.
Score is 2-2.
That is true.
And Johnson's not known to be.
That's his pitch. Hit to Cade Adams at third. The throw over to first is in time. So that after the early couple base runners, that will do it.
And I believe Brennan Johnson will be on second.
No,
it will be Andrew
Brubeck. But
yes.
No runs off, no hits, no errors. 2 left on. We move to the bottom of the 8th. Baldwin City looking to walk it off. We will see if they do after the break. Kyan Gus leads off the bottom of the 8th inning. Baldwin City looking to walk the game off. It is Eric Reese out for another inning for Baldwin City, for the Monarchs. There is a runner on second. That runner is Andrew Brubeck.
I am interested if Gus will show bunt and maybe get a bunt down the third base side.
No, at least not yet. He takes the first pitch in for called strike one, and you kind of get into the meat of the order. Obviously, you have Gus coming in as a sub, but then you have Cade Adams and Colton Howerton, who Adams has struggled a little bit tonight, but if he can get one out, he can get one out. As Reese turns around and will step off.
And then you get into Logan Groh, and then obviously back to Quinn Grobel, the one that tied this up in the first place.
Yes, but I'm sure if you're that far deep in the lineup, the inning will either be over or the game will be over.
That is very true.
As Gus takes the next pitch high for ball one. 1-1 is the count. Now, this ball is hit foul. It looked to be one of those swinging bunts again. However, did end up going foul right as that second line juts out.
And if you're looking as Kyan Gus, obviously I've noticed that you see it looks like Jake Slocum is going to back up a little bit towards the start of the outfield. But before, Jake Slocum was crept in quite a bit, so it'd be easy to squeeze one through.
That pitch swung on and missed. Kyan Gus strikes out, and there now is
the third baseman, number 18, K.
one out here in the bottom of the 8th. Brubeck remains at second, and Cade Adams, the next batter in. Adams 0 for 3 tonight with 2 strikeouts and a ground out. However, you could say he might be due, depending on how you look at it. He takes the first pitch.
I'll say he's due.
High and outside for ball one. However, obviously, and I think if you are Reese, you can kind of not really have to worry about like a walk, because either way, as that ball gets away from Badowski, and the count now 2-0, Brubeck moves to third.
That does bring up a little bit of stress, at least for Reese now. Obviously showing that a fly ball will make it a close play at the plate, depending on how far it is shot.
Yeah, Brubeck can move not quickly as maybe a Brennan Johnson or Marquis Williams, but he's not slow.
Right.
But I think you do maybe have a little bit extra worry to not have to worry about it, as I believe they just intentionally walked Adams. And are they going to do the same to Howerton? We will see.
Right fielder, number 24, Colton Howerton.
But Baldwin's actually, I don't think they will, because now they have
double
at
play
least
depth.
a double play. Yeah, a double play
Yes.
opportunity. It will be Colton Howerton up at the plate, and I think honestly, Howerton 0 for 3. I think you would maybe rather have him up as he swings and misses at the first offering. Maybe rather have him up than Logan Groh. But I also think Howerton, he's 0 for 3, but all 3 of his
Well hit balls.
and they're all flyouts.
Yeah.
So obviously he can, if he needs to be the one to
Hit one more.
to sack fly in, he's your guy.
Right.
But I think also if he can get in, or if they were to walk, as he fouls one off.
And Cade was going on that pitch.
Yes, he was. With the count now 1-2. But obviously, if you wanted to play it a little differently and you did want to walk Howerton, then you still have Groh up, and Groh is no slouch either. This is really any of these guys can hit right here in the order for Baldwin City. And but the count is 1-2 to Howerton. Adams goes. This pitch hit deep into right field, and I believe that ball is gone.
It's going to be gone.
It is. So a walk-off home run by Colton Howerton, and Baldwin City wins this one 5-2 in 8 innings.
I believe that is his second of the season.
I believe it is as well, but Baldwin City with the walk-off home run, and Howerton with the, I think that's water, but a bath of some kind, but that will end it. Baldwin City splits the doubleheader, however, will take the Mid-Plains League game as Harrison Loudon and I think that's Gage Callahan waving at us. So that will be it for us tonight. Baldwin City is back in action on Thursday against the Topeka Warhawks. That will be in Topeka. I will not be on the call for that one. You can find that game stream on the Topeka Warhawks Game Changer. However, Baldwin City will return home on Friday, also against the Topeka Warhawks. I will be on the call for that, along with, I believe, Brett will. But a great game, a great pitcher's duel. Baldwin City moves up to 6-7 in league play. The Monarchs move to 2-2 in games against Mid-Plains League teams that count for the standings. With that, thank you all for listening. We will see you probably, might see you again Friday. But have a good night, everybody, and stay safe.